Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today we have another easy, delicious keto cookie recipe. Today I'm going to show you how to make very simple keto thumbprint cookies. And I'm going to show you how to make them two ways. One is going to be your basic traditional way with your butter and your eggs and all that good dairy stuff. And the second one is going to be dairy-free, including no eggs for all of my dairy-free friends. And if you want printable versions of these, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find printable versions of these and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some Amazon affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those Amazon affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and will help to support the channel. Also, you'll see a link to Java Coffee. Make sure you click that link, purchase some delicious Java coffee, and a portion of that purchase will also go to me and help support the channel. And while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. In a large mixing bowl, combine a half cup of coconut flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a half cup of granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever sweetener you'd like. Sift or whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 2 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so that they stir into your batter more smooth. Whisk the eggs into the dry ingredients until they're fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been moistened. Add a half cup of butter or coconut oil that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. You don't want hot butter or oil in that. And 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract. Stir these all together until they're fully combined and you have a soft dough that's formed. Now the salt and the vanilla extract, they are both optional. They give a lot more flavor to the dough when you add them, but if you prefer not to use salt or the vanilla, you can keep those out and your recipe will still turn out fine. Once everything's combined, push all the dough to the center of the bowl and form the dough into a ball. Then massage the dough for about 30 seconds or so. This is just to test out the texture. You want to make sure that the dough is lightly moist. It should not be sticking to your hands and it should not be falling apart. If it is crumbling, then you need to add just a little bit more oil or butter. If it's sticking to your hands, then just use a tiny bit more coconut flour. Once the dough's the right consistency, scoop your dough out 1 tablespoon at a time onto your prepared baking sheet. Roll each scoop into a tight, smooth ball. Then take your thumb or your finger and press your thumb or finger into the center of each one of the dough balls. Make sure that if the dough around the edges separates, that you push it back together. You want it nice and smooth. You don't want any cracks. If there are cracks in your dough after it's baked, you will have a cracked cookie. Place anywhere from 1/2 teaspoon to up to 1 full teaspoon of the filling of your choice in the hole in the center of the dough balls. I'm just using the strawberry jam. You can use any filling you want. Place the dough in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes or until the cookies are golden. Remove the cookies from the oven. They still will be a little soft, but they will firm up as they cool. Allow them to cool on the pan for about 10 minutes. Once they've cooled, remove them from the pan and transfer them to a wire rack and allow them to cool completely before eating. Once they're done cooling, eat them immediately or store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 5 days. Eat and enjoy. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. In a small bowl, combine 1 tablespoon of flaxseed or chia seed meal and 3 tablespoons of warm water. Use a fork and stir these all together until they're fully combined, then set them aside for at least 5 minutes. In a medium mixing bowl, combine 6 tablespoons of coconut flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever sweetener you want. Whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Take your bowl with your flax meal and water mixture. It should be kind of a gummy texture, and add it to your dry ingredients. Then whisk it in until it's fully combined and all the dry ingredients has been lightly moistened with the mixture. Add 1/4 cup of the oil of your choice. I'm using canola oil. That's not really the most keto oil, but coconut oil is actually the best choice for this. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk these all together until they're fully combined and you have a soft dough that's formed. Now the vanilla extract and the salt, they both are optional. I use them because I like as much flavor as I can in my cookie dough, so it's up to you if you want to use the salt and the vanilla. Once the dough's combined, massage it in your hands just a little bit just to make sure of the texture. If it seems like when you roll your dough into a ball that it's not going to stick together well, then add a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum and 1 tablespoon of water. Mix it together once again until the xanthan gum and the water is fully combined. Then once again massage the dough to make sure that it is going to stay together. If it still feels like once you put it in a ball, it's not going to stay together, then add another 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum and another tablespoon of water. And again, mix it all in until it's fully combined. And massage the dough again to make sure of the texture. You shouldn't need any more xanthan gum and water after that. What you're looking for is the dough to be very lightly moist, and that as you're massaging it and rolling it into a ball, it should be sticking together well and not crumbling. Once it's combined, scoop the dough out about 1 tablespoon at a time onto your prepared baking sheet. Roll each scoop into a smooth, tight ball. Then take your thumb or your finger and press it directly into the center of the ball. Do not press your thumb all the way through. You want to press it about 3/4 of the way through. You want to make sure that the bottom is still covered with dough. Also, you might need to reshape the dough a little bit as you're pressing your thumb in. It may separate a little bit. If it does, just push it back together around the edges. Make sure that the dough does not have any cracks in it. If it has cracks in it after it's baked, you're going to have a cracked, crumbly cookie. So if you see any cracks, just press them together really lightly until you have a smooth ball with a thumbprint in the middle of it. Add about a 1/2 teaspoon of the filling of your choice into the hole in the center of each one of the dough balls. I'm using the no sugar added strawberry jelly. You can use any filling that you want. You can use any type of keto jelly or jam. You can use chocolate chips. You can use nuts, whatever you want to put in the middle of that. That is entirely up to you. Put in anywhere. Place it in your preheated oven. Bake at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. Or until it just starts browning around the edges. Once the cookies are baked, remove them from the oven. They're still going to be a little bit soft, but they will firm up as they cool. So allow them to cool on the pan for at least 10 minutes. Once the cookies have firmed up, transfer them to a wire rack and allow them to cool completely before serving them. Once you're ready to eat them, place them on the platter of your choice. Eat them immediately or store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 5 days. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.